r/AskRedditt. Couples therapists, without breaking confidentiality, what are some relationships that instantly set off red flags, and do you try and get them to work out? Couples in it for tat arrangement. For example, I cheated so you can have one night to cheat with whomever. Or I violated your trust and did drugs, you can go out and do whatever for one night. It erodes trust and compounds the hurt. An affair that won't end. I've never seen a relationship bounce back where a partner is still in contact with their girlfriend or boyfriend, or is lying about it. Control to an excessive amount. I most commonly see partners having to send pictures holding up a certain number of fingers, or proving that it's a live picture. This is abuse. Overbearing parents and in-laws. I understand there's a ton of cultural nuance here, and I work with couples who have arranged marriages, as well as the South Asian community. However, when a spouse is more allied with their parents and calls them on speakerphone for fights, or often speaks ill of their partner to their parents, I usually see these couples stay very unhappily married for years. It's sad. If it's not abuse and a partner is willing to end an affair and genuinely work on it, I'll help support. I think couples therapy is sometimes helping couples have the courage to voice what they really want, and that may be separation. Child and family therapist here. Not exactly couples therapy, but there are key family dynamics that set off red flags for interpersonal relationships within a family, whether it is between parents and kids, or simply kids. The most important piece comes from invalidation. This comes in many forms, from gaslighting to just simple denial of another's opinion. Most of the time one or both parties are simply trying to be heard on an emotional level with an event or topic that was brought up. We've all heard of or know people who will literally disagree with anything you say simply because you said it. That's the invalidation I'm referring to. Cliché moral of the story: attack the problem, not each other. People rarely have the exact same stance in a conflict, but usually, in healthy relationships, have very similar core values. While two parents may disagree on how to parent a child, authoritarian vs authoritative for example, the core value of caring about their children and wanting them to succeed is often the same. By determining they are within the same realm of issue, two parents with different ideals can see themselves as allies in a conflict rather than enemies. Two things that people believe are red flags of poor relationships are the amount of conflicts the couple has and yelling. Neither is inherently a characteristic of good or bad relationships, but may be perceived as more common in bad relationships. The reality of this situation is that healthy relationships actually have a comparable amount of conflicts, but more intensely focus on addressing the core issue, rather than the beliefs and self-worth of the other. As for yelling, in this case it's an emotional response to not feeling heard. While not the best response to distress, it also isn't an indicator of poor communication skills. What is an indicator of poor communication is yelling over the other person in an attempt to invalidate their point. Semi-related example, I had two people who were seemingly incredibly upset at each other. Parent A felt that Parent B was out of the house too frequently and did not want to be a part of their children's life. Parent B felt that Parent A didn't understand how busy their work schedule was. The fight revolved around Parent B seemingly not caring about the kids, until Parent B explained they felt Parent A was better at parenting and felt like they were only escalating the children when they started to parent. Parent A's understanding of the argument quickly changed from "you don't love our children" to "you're scared to let our children down." As you can guess, the tone of the conversation changed dramatically and there was no longer a sense that Parent A and B were on opposing sides. The issue instead became helping build confidence in Parent B's parenting abilities, which Parent A was much more validating and supportive of. Not all cases are this clean cut by any means, but I figured I'd demonstrate the basic idea of finding core values and attacking an issue together. I remember going to a family therapist as a child. As soon as the shrink refused to accept that a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, or my father were 100% responsible for every problem, my mother got up told everyone off, and drove off leaving us 3 stranded. Of course we never went again. I have a feeling like my wife won't go to therapy with me because she's worried she'll be told she's wrong about things. One of the fundamentals of therapy, they don't solve shit for you. They guide you to do it, but it's always your own work. I saw a couple that was doing retaliatory cheating and telling each other about it. When they got through their anger, they decided to call a truce and made peace. With their level of emotional maturity, I doubt it lasted. I don't know if I helped them or prolonged their suffering. It was their decision to come to counseling, so I think it was the help they wanted. Other clients realize what they really want is divorce counseling. What's the best way to behave civilly and minimize damage to the kids while we go our separate ways? I think it would be great if divorce counseling were normalized. Agreed. I had the same insight during my internship. I provided couples counseling to 2 girls who were platonic best friends. They simply couldn't handle the stresses of becoming roommates. They separated domestically to save their friendship. This was a gem of a happy ending. That's so cute that they went to family therapy together as friends. Good for them. If we could just normalize and even encourage all kinds of therapy, that would be great. Edit. Unfortunately, therapy is not an accessible or affordable reality for everyone. That is a very real, but separate problem. It absolutely should be easy to afford and far less difficult to navigate. Therapy should also no longer be a taboo subject or have negative connotation. And also make it affordable, please.